BP's humbled CEO, prepared to tell Congress that he was, quote, deeply sorry for his company's catastrophic oil disaster in the Gulf of Mexico. So, how did a geology student become head of the world's third largest oil company?
Do you swear or affirm that...
How did BP CEO Tony Hayward end up in the congressional hot seat? The 53-year-old's journey to leading the world's third largest oil company started when he was a geology student. He went on to get his PhD at the University of Edinburgh, joining BP as an oil rig geologist in 1982. He held various global positions as part of BP's oil exploration effort. In 1990, he became executive assistant to BP chief executive Lord Browne. By 1997, he was director of BP Exploration. 6 years later, he was the chief executive of operation and production. In 2007, he ascended to the CEO position. He replaced Browne, whose retirement was accelerated following safety issues over BP Alaskan operations and a Texas refinery explosion. In that position, he made nearly $4.7 million in 2009. By 2010, Hayward would find himself facing questions over BP's operations, and his responses weren't always welcomed.
There's no one who wants this thing over more than I do. You know, I'd like my life back.
Despite that inelegant statement, Hayward told Congress he was personally devastated by the Gulf oil spill.
The explosion and fire aboard the Deepwater Horizon and the resulting oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico never should have happened. And I'm deeply sorry that it did.
His family has also faced death threats. Police in their hometown of Kent, England, have extended protection to his wife and 2 children. Matt Friedman, The Associated Press.
South African icon Nelson Mandela attended the funeral service for his great-granddaughter, Zenani, Thursday.
A somber and frail Nelson Mandela attended his great-granddaughter's funeral Thursday. The 91-year-old anti-apartheid icon, whose public appearances are increasingly rare, emerged stiffly from a car and leaned on a walking stick. Accompanied by his wife, Graça Machel, he was ferried in a golf cart to the brick chapel of the Johannesburg private school that Zenani Mandela had attended. His ex-wife, Winnie Madikizela Mandela, also was at the chapel for her great-granddaughter's memorial service, which followed a private burial earlier. Zenani's classmates in school blazers each held a single white rose and stood with other mourners to sing Amazing Grace as the service began.
May your blessing be with us.
Nelson Mandela wore a corsage of pink roses on the lapel of his black coat, along with others who brightened black clothes with a touch of pink. His great-granddaughter's death in a car crash last week at age 13 following the World Cup's opening concert had marked a tragic start to the tournament. It meant that Mandela decided not to attend its opening ceremony and first match. For the funeral service, he was settled in a front pew. His face was mostly grave, though he broke into a smile at lighter moments during the 2.5-hour service, including when a troupe of singers and dancers did a number in her honor. But there was barely a dry eye in the house when a montage of family portraits was projected on the screen. Zenani was remembered as a playful, precocious child who liked Hannah Montana and the World Cup anthem Waka Waka. A member of her school choir, marimba club, and drum corps, she'd asked for a drum kit a few days before her death. She wanted to become a plastic surgeon when she grew up. Police say the close family friend who crashed the car she was riding in the night of June 10th could be charged with drunk driving and homicide. Zenani Mandela, dead at age 13. Karen Sloan, The Associated Press.